Hello, and welcome to another peaceful, relaxing episode of Team Chit Chat, a subsidiary of Team Chat Podcast. Isn't this NPR vibe really nice?
I'm
Like,
digging it.
this is not a high energy show. This is a nice low energy show.
Yes, I very much
Yeah.
appreciate the
Very-
energy that this brings. Makes
Yeah.
it just peaceful to listen
Here-
to. Graces the ears.
Exactly. Here at Team Chit Chat, we're talking about anything but video games. Literally just anything except video games.
They're not allowed in this show.
They're not allowed. This is Jerrett and I's time to chit chat about all the other stuff that we shockingly have time to do in our lives. I know that seems like it's fake news, but we do actually do things other than play video games sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes.
And it's funny how most of the time that the video game playing is actually what falls to the wayside more often.
Yeah,
than not,
right. So today we're going to do something that we probably should have done earlier, but we forgot. So whoopsies. Today we're going to do our Spotify and or if you're me, your Pandora listening roundup from 2020. So you know how
Pandora's for
Spotify
chumps,
Oh my god, I think I'm the only I really am. I think the only person I know that still uses Pandora.
I think
But
my dad uses it.
Yeah, I love
If
it.
that
And
helps.
all of my channels are so finely tuned by now that it's like, why would I quit? I like the variety. I hate having to make decisions with stuff like Spotify and find a playlist. I think that's horse apples. I just want to be able to turn something on, kind of like the radio, but with no ads, and it's all music that I like. And that's exactly what Pandora does for me. Not sponsored, but Pandora, if you do want to sponsor me, I think I'm your last user, so just let me know. So,
I started out on Pandora, way back in the day.
Well, Pandora predated Spotify by quite a bit. And then
long
Spotify
time.
came along and was like, chomp, there goes your market share. So what can you do? It's the nature of competition. But the point is, today we're going to do a little comparison, a little roundup of what the top tracks Jerrett and I logged in 2020 were. So to give you a quick preview of what mine's going to look like, Pandora gave me this end of year report or whatever. And part of it is your 2020 mood mixer. And it's got these little oh God, the ring light. It's got these little graphs that show what my moods tended to be. The get up and go meter is very high. It's like
that's good.
Top percentage. The all the feels meter is on the opposite end. So all get up and go, no feelings.
No emotion.
Then the angst vent sesh category is as high as get up and go. It's apparently a mix of get up and go and angsting.
So you're angry and just wanted to move to make it better.
Yeah, and then there's a weird fourth category that I genuinely can't imagine what it is, and it's right smack in the middle of the meter called care sounds. What
ASMR?
could that be? I don't listen,
Do you listen
to
to ASMR.
No, I hate it. I don't like that kind of stuff. So
what would that be, I guess?
My best guess is that maybe Kate Bush falls into the category of self-care, which I can believe. I find Kate Bush very peaceful, but I'm not sure what Pandora means by that. But yeah, so that's going to be the general vibe from mine. Does Spotify give you a vibe, Jerrett?
I guess it really doesn't give me a vibe. It gives you your most played genres and stuff like that, which I mean, if you want to take a guess as to what my most played genre is, it's video game
Star
music.
Wars. Oh, okay. I was going to guess Star Wars soundtrack.
I feel like my Spotify was a little thrown off this year because I did listen to my own personal iTunes library more than Spotify, because that is my soundtrack collection. There is very curated because it's the ones that I choose to actually purchase. But still, even if I was listening to my iTunes library or this, my top genre for the year was by far video game music. So
I'm going to kick us off then and start with my number 5 track of the year. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to tell what it is. The Finnish title is, and this is my best guess, is Vina Mine Mies. Don't know if that's correct.
I don't know if that's hit the top 40s over here,
I don't think it has, but I do know that it's English translation because I heard the English version first is Man with a Plan. And
Oh, okay.
it's by one of my favorite folk metal bands, Corpic Lonnie. I have loved them for 10,000 years. They're incredible. Vina Mind Me's Man with a Plan. The basic gist of the chorus is, hey, 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 I'm the man with the plan. The plan is to booze as much as I can. The whole song is just about
Nice.
getting hammered. And that's the get up and go that I think Pandora was talking about. And please give it a look. Vina Mind Me's or Man with a Plan. They are both equally as good. The lead singer of Corpic Lonnie his voice is bananas. And even in English, you kind of can't tell it's in English. So it might as well be in Finnish either way. I personally prefer the Finnish version. I think it's got just a lot more chutzpah to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Vina Mind Me's, look it up. It's incredible. You will want to down just as many pints o' beer as you can after you listen to it.
Very
That's
nice.
my number
Very nice.
5.
Let's see. What do I have topping out my number 5? So what's interesting is even though my top genre is video game music, my top songs, none of them are from video games. They're all actual like normal like bands or singers and stuff is where this one comes out.
Dua Lipa, am I right?
Actually, no, surprisingly.
Oh.
Although the amount of times I probably listen to that in the house just playing on Sam's Spotify would make Dua Lipa on there. Dua Lipa, man, we listened at the beginning of quarantine, like her album that came out. We listened to it for forever. It is so damn good. I do have a couple Dua Lipa songs on other playlists, but they didn't, unfortunately, top my my top songs for the year. But my number 5 song is How Do You Sleep by Sam Smith.
I'm actually not sure if I've heard that song.
What?
I don't listen to American music.
Well, to be fair,
like
they're British, so.
Oh my god. Okay, well that's part of it. So sing me some of the chorus. Maybe I know it.
Oh man. Well, it's just the one where he's like, where they're like, it's blah, blah, blah. How do you sleep when you lie to me? All that fear and all that danger.
Oh my god, I've never heard that once in my life.
What? It's a good song. It's a bop.
But, I don't doubt it.
I believe it's like some relationship angst kind of going on. So,
gotcha. So that could have lined up with my angstometer.
It could have really easily. But yeah, played a lot. That's my thing. I get like certain songs in my head and just like locked in, and I'll just listen to them on repeat over and over and over again.
Oh yeah, I do that all the time.
Yeah, so I guess it's not that special of a thing too. But I don't know. It just the ones that hit that grab, and that's very indicative of what my top 5 here are. They're very indicative of the songs, and they're very random. So just going ahead and throwing it out there.
Okay,
they're random.
Good
but yeah, so
know.
How Do You Sleep by Sam Smith was my number 5.
So my number 4 then, Corpic Lonnie took number 5 and number 4. Their other song though, so Vina Mind Me's is from, oh boy, I think one of their older albums, something about a witch. I don't know. It might be like, anyways, it's an older album, but one of their newer albums, I think from like the past 2, maybe 3 years. I don't remember what it's called, of course. I don't look at album names, but it's got a swan in magma. So like imagine a swan, but like swimming in lava. And the swan's fine, by the way. It's just chilling. But yes, so the album cover is incredible. And I'm just like, yeah, I like you, Lava Swan. That's the vibe I'm going for. Anyways, the track is Uni. So Uni is actually one of the very hard left turn from the themes of Man with a Plan. Uni is more like a lullaby, but kind of like the folk metal version of a lullaby. I gather that Uni actually means dream and or dreams in Finnish. So the whole song is just like this, again, very like metal sounding song, but it's actually got a bit more of a relaxed kind of overall vibe to it. It's very hard to describe. You will just have to look it up. It's another one that's
I'm gonna have to hear this one on my own.
It's entirely in Finnish. The lyrics kind of make sense, but they kind of don't. Anyways, it's great. Uni by Corpic Lonnie. I don't know how else to describe it. They're all bananas.
Nice. Okay, so then my number 4, and this is the first kind of like a random out there pick, is Peter Gabriel's "In Your Eyes" 2012 remaster.
I do at least know that one. Wait, do I?
Yeah.
Peter Gabriel's "In Your Eyes."
Yeah.
Didn't The Weeknd have a song that's like "In Your Eyes"?
Did he?
In your eye. Yeah, so The Weeknd does have a song from his album that came out this year, After Hours, called In Your Eyes. Is it the same song?
Oh, I don't know, and I'm scared to play it now for
copyright purposes. We can't do that.
but I'll have to check it out because
Peter Gabriel.
I feel like I would have known.
I don't think. Okay, I'm looking at the lyrics. This is definitely
surely
not
it's not the same
song, and I have no idea what this other song is.
Okay, so do you not know what In Your Eyes Peter Gabriel one is either?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, it's a good one. It's a good older bop.
I'll quietly listen to it in the background while you talk.
But it just has I just really like that one. But then it got stuck in my head, and then because Sam then played a cover of In Your Eyes, and we listened to it a lot this year also, by Ben Abraham. She went before the world shut down and everything like that. She had gone to see Ben Platt in concert with her friend Reagan. And this guy, Ben Abraham, opened for Ben Platt. And he sang a cover.
Bens in one concert. I'm just saying.
the Ben tour.
I think everybody after that concert was like, Ben.
But yeah, anyways. So In Your Eyes was quite a I don't know. It just I don't know. It just kind of like stuck with me. Had a good sound to it and everything. Kind of was kind of like a relaxing song, but I don't know. I just really like how the chorus and everything like really sounds of that song. It's just got kind of like a good driving beat to it. I get some like high notes in there and different stuff like that. It's good. It's a solid song. I was just
listening to a bit of the original one in the background. So for starters, it is an 80s song, which I did not know. If you had just opened with that, I would have been totally on board. It does sound like very not relaxed 80s, but like those more chill kind of grooving tracks. Exactly. It actually reminds me a lot of some Kate Bush songs. Not a lot of them. A lot of them are crazy, but some
I actually hold that like musically I should have been born in the 80s because of the music the music I enjoy. I love 80s music, so I will go back to it anytime. So in fact, what was I can't remember now. A song by Heart, Alone by Heart, has been a big bop for me this year as well. And that's a good old ladies song too. So what's your number 3? What you got on the number 3?
So my number 3 is an outlier. The first 2 spots are both by the same band. The last 2 spots are both by the same band. And then the middle spot is by probably the metal band that I have consistently listened to the longest.
Within Temptation.
No, close. I actually discovered Sabaton first. So this is like some Mogan history right here. Day we had a little service you may know as LimeWire.
Yes, I am aware.
Is it still a thing? Do people still use LimeWire? LimeWire was like the alternative to Napster, because after Napster got shut down, everybody was like, how are we going to steal our music now? And LimeWire was like, I got you, fam. I got all the music right here for free.
I honestly don't know if LimeWire is still a thing. I'm scared to go to its website due to the bugs.
Don't. I'm pretty sure.
Who knows what will attach itself to my computer?
Yeah, LimeWire probably killed 50% of our family computers. But yeah, we had a LimeWire account, and I'm sure I probably heard about it from someone in middle school, the band Dragon Force. So I was like, okay, I'll go download some Dragon Force songs. And they're all amazing. Sometimes it's just a Dragon Force kind of day. I think that's where the Get Up and Go theme came from. But Sabaton is kind of similar to them. So much, somehow more extra. So Sabaton's whole shtick, and they have stuck to it their entire running time, is that all of their songs are historically based. So everything that they sing about is some sort of historical event or like loosely related to a historical event. I know so much about the 30 Years' War now. Have you heard about this?
I have.
Because they're from Sweden. So Sabaton is a Swedish band, and all of their songs are about vaguely historical topics. They are hysterical. Not hysterical, but like they're something. You gotta be in a Sabaton mood to be able to really get into it. The first song I ever heard from them was Into the Fire, which is about the Vietnam War of all things. And it's actually specifically about napalm. It's terrible. But the song slaps. It's incredible. Anyways, all their songs are great. I totally love them. They recently came out with a newer album. I think this one is called The Great War. So it's specifically themes about World War One, which somehow they hadn't gotten to yet. I guess they did all the other wars and then went back to World War One. But it's the Red Baron, which is like one of the historical figures of World War One. One of the fighter pilots, I think, on the side of Germany, right?
Yes.
Yeah. But anyways, the song The Red Baron, top tier. What a fun song.
Man, I'm gonna have to go listen to all of these.
Right down the Red Baron, because it's probably my current favorite song from that album. And it's basically just should also go look up the YouTube comments when you do, because metal fans' comments on videos that they like are so funny to me. It's all memes, of course, but there's something so pure about them, and I'm like, yeah, I can gel with these people. These are my
hilarious.
People. They know what we're about. So the Red Baron by Sabatons from their newest album, The Great War, excellent. 10 out of 10 would listen. I didn't even discover the Red Baron until the tail end of last year.
So you listened to it enough to be able to get it up there.
Pandora was like, "Oh, okay, this is what you're into."
She likes this.
Sabaton will never die. I'll be with them to the very end.
Very nice. My number 3. This one makes more sense actually for the year, and it is speaking of The Weeknd, it is Blinding Lights by The Weeknd.
Ooh, I'm actually pretty shocked. I mean, if you actually branched out to my non-Pandora sources, Blinding Lights would have been number 1, probably pretty easily. I listened to that entire album after hours a lot.
Just song not on so Pandora. Good.
Yeah, I just listened to it on YouTube on repeat. So everything from that album is great, but Blinding Lights is definitely one of the best songs from it.
I actually don't know if I ever went and listened to the whole rest of the album, honestly. I just got stuck on Blinding Lights, you know?
Oh my gosh,
because that
there's
song,
other bangers on there.
Yeah, I'm sure. I need to go check that out. But like Blinding Lights is just like it was energetic. Like I probably outside of some of the other, I was gonna say outside of the Dua Lipa stuff, but again, like why Dua Lipa's not on this is a travesty for sure. And the new Haim album. Nothing from them is on this top songs either, but it's both of those albums were fantastic and listened to a ton. Actually, Haim does make my top artists for the year.
Oh my.
So, but no, that Blinding Light, it's just, you can't help but feel good listening to that song. The beat of it, how the chorus just kind of flows. Oh my God. It's so good.
It's
so
incredible.
Good. So it makes sense to me that one is on my, my number 3.
Oh,
what about you? What's your number 2?
Didn't realize it was my turn again already. So the next 2, I'm actually going to talk about in tandem because they're both from the same band. And good God, they're just the best. So number 2 is Frontiers, and number 1 is Living in Me, both from probably my current favorite metal band, Omnium Gatherum. So Omnium Gatherum, I'm pretty sure, is also Swedish. I'm relatively certain they're not from Finland.
I think like these European rock groups.
Yeah, I do. Where is? Oh yeah, Sabaton, Sweden, Korpiklani's Finland, and Omnium Gatherum is Sweden again.
Well,
so yeah, they're just knocking it out of the park, man. So Frontiers and Living in Me, they're from different albums. The album that Living in Me is on, Beyond, that album is really, really good, and I like most of the songs on it. The album that Frontiers is on, I don't even remember the name of, but like its album art looks like the Illuminati eye, like in a pyramid. I'm not sure if that's what it's from. Frontiers as a single, I actually think is the better song. Frontiers, I could listen to 24/7 and be perfectly happy with that. Living in Me is almost just as good. It just so happens that the Beyond album, I think, is better overall. But Frontiers and Living in Me, if you only take 2 recommendations on songs from me, let it be those 2, because I just think they're incredible. Even though the Red Baron is so fun. It's such a fun song. I know a lot of people don't love metal and think that it's a little bit too cheesy sometimes. Fuck you. It's a fun time. I'm out here to have fun. So yeah. Anyways, the point is they are both pretty similar in energy. Frontiers and Living in Me both have a very similar energy, which I'm sure is why they're my number 1 and number 2 slots. And Omnium Gatherum's lead singer, I don't know how he does it. I don't they've been around for quite a while, and his vocals are insane. He's got that
Yeah.
really deep, like, growl, like the metal growl that
Hmm.
occasionally gets into a scream, but
Yeah.
not often. But he's also joined by 2 of the other band members on backup vocals, and the 2 band members that are on backup vocals, they have really, like, clear, clean singing. So them backing up his, like, growls and shrieks is just like, there's just something amazing about it that I can't get over. So
Good
Frontiers,
vocal harmonies always sound great,
they're
you
just
know?
amazing,
And when
especially
it's
in
a really
Frontiers.
good one, you're just like, "Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that's the stuff right there."
And it actually didn't make my top 5, which I feel like is an algorithmic error because it should have. Who Can Say from the same Beyond album from Omnium Gatherum, Who Can Say is such I can see why it didn't make the top 5. It's a much lower energy song, but it's wonderful. So Who Can Say, Living in Me, and Frontiers, all by Omnium Gatherum. 3 top tier songs that you can listen to for the rest of your life and never get tired of them.
Nice. Those are good picks. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go listen to all these because I don't know any
Yeah.
of them. So
We
I'm gonna
like
have to go check it out.
we'll either post up the screenshots in the Discord or maybe in like the title card or Instagram or something because I
Yeah.
want everybody to know A, that I use Pandora still, and B, who these bands are and what
Who
these
all
songs
these
are.
European metals groups are. But no,
Yeah.
no, I agree. Like metal's not necessarily my go-to to for what I listen to. Every once in a while, I will turn something on. And usually in that case it is like, yeah, some of the things I do already know, like Within Temptation, Nightwish, stuff like that.
'Cause they're great.
And yeah, because they are great. But man, I always still have to give props because some of the stuff that these metal singers can do with like the deep growling
Oh
voices
my god.
that turn into screams and or like I was like, how do you have such control over your voice to be able to do this? And how are your vocal cords just not fried
Yeah,
by this
like,
point?
these bands go on tour. How?
Yeah.
Like,
And
if a
perform like nightly or something like
Yeah,
that
if
when they're
Adele had to have surgery, how are you not having to
right.
have surgery on your vocal cords? I just
I don't
it
even
it
know.
truly is an art form. Like, the
It
way
really
that metal
is.
singers have to sing is so different, and I don't understand how they manage it. It's
Yeah.
beyond me. It's
They're artists.
beyond me, like the album. Anyways, so those are
Nicely
my 5.
done. Okay, so then my number 2 is I believe another throwback to the 80s. I actually don't know. So let me give this a little check real quick.
I
Oh,
hope
this might
it's
be 70s.
Uh-oh. I hope it's Kate
Yep,
Bush.
it's 70s. No, it's
Oh,
not Campus.
damn it.
It's the Billy Joel classic Vienna.
Vienna
Do you not know this Billy Joel
by
song?
Billy Joel.
Billy. It
Probably
actually like
not.
it's kind of one. I think it got picked up in my ears because for the year, other than just being a great song, Sam again was listening to Ben Platt and he put out a cover of Vienna on his show because of his show The Politician that's on Netflix. And so then I listened to that one, but I just still kind of like the Billy Joel original more. But it kind of throughout the year somewhat became a little bit of a I don't know if anthem is the right term, but because like it talks about like, slowing down, Vienna, this end goal, Vienna in the song will wait for you, basically, kind of thing. So it's like, slow down, take your time. Maybe it's just not the right time for the things you're wanting right now. Slow down.
Gotcha.
It kind of like take life as it comes, and because Vienna's waiting for you. So I don't know if that's the actual message of the song. That's just kind of the message that I kind of took. So because last year and continuing even still with quarantine things, like it's been a hard time and just kind of like you're wanting, everybody I think right now has been looking for the next better thing, the thing that keeps them going and stuff like that. So that was, I guess, kind of a theme going on in my head. So Vienna really kind of touched a chord, as it were,
I
and
gotcha.
inside. So that one hit up my number 2. But then
I'm
also, oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I'm listening to this in the background right now. I may have heard this before. I would
I feel like you
personally
probably would
I'm sure
had to
I
have heard it
have.
at some point.
I will say I personally would never choose this in a million years. There's nothing wrong with it. I would never
I
seek
just
this
also
out.
really like Billy Joel.
Yeah.
So, because I've always been a huge fan of his piano playing. Because
Oh, yeah. Piano
as a
playing is
young boy who wanted to learn piano and all that stuff, like I could never I never in my piano playing career got to Billy Joel level or anywhere near it. And so, yeah, exactly. But so just seeing a musician at the top of their craft with their instrument of choice is always cool to see. And I just love Billy Joel for that.
Yeah.
But then I guess in this song, my number one definitely is like the mood of 2020 or the mood that was 2020, I should say, in that my top song is The Sound of Silence.
Oh God. Wow.
But now here's
the original one from Simon and Garfunkel.
No, and that's the extra wrinkle to this.
Is it the new one from Disturbed?
No. I did not. Oh, I knew Disturbed made it, but no, that's not it. This is going to be even funnier when you know the version of this song that was my top for 2020, my top song of 2020 on Spotify. It's the cover from the show Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist that's on NBC right now. In it, the two characters, two of the reasons why I like this song. A, yes, fantastic song. B, on the show, it's sung by Peter Gallagher and Zach Orth. And so Peter Gallagher, has been in stuff for a long time. The thing that I knew Peter Gallagher for was Mr. Deeds, the Adam Sandler movie, Mr. Deeds. He's in that. And then he's been in more recently, he's been in Grace and Frankie, the Netflix show. Been an actor in a lot of things. What else did I see him? Togetherness. It was an HBO show that I think he was into. He's in a lot of stuff. Anyway, didn't really know he could sing. So in this show, do you know anything about Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist?
I know that it's the kind of show that I would never in a million years watch. I don't watch shows with singing as the theme. I would never watch Glee. Honestly, they very much annoy me. But I love musicals. So I love musicals.
Just not these shows.
But not these shows.
Normally those shows aren't my cup of tea either. I've watched some of Glee, but I didn't love Glee really, but this show I really like. But anyway, but it's kind of where the main character Zoe, played by Jane Levy, she hears people's emotions come out through song. So it's not like people are singing to her in the way where everybody else can hear them. She's the only one who can hear it, but it's their thoughts and emotions being translated to her through song. And so in the show, her dad is sick and going to be passing away soon from a disease. And so he and Zach Orth, who Zach Orth plays as caretaker, which Zach Orth is normally I know him for more of comedic stuff. He's in Wet Hot American Summer, and that's the only thing that's coming to mind off the top of my head. But he normally plays these comedic roles. And so he started singing. I was like, oh, damn, he can actually really sing. Both of them can actually really sing. And again, it's their melodies, their harmonies in this song, in their version of Sound of Silence, just, man, that it sounded good. And so that was one that I definitely just had on repeat over and over and over again. Enough so that it topped out my Spotify list of my top song of 2020, which I was not expecting. But then when I saw it sitting there, I showed it to Sam. I was just like, yeah, this makes sense.
Checks out.
Yeah, it really does. But then on the flip side, my top artist of the year was Concerned Ape, because apparently I listened to the Stardew Valley soundtrack that much.
Awesome. Oh man, I love that. Of all the things to edge out everything else, Concerned Ape, he did it. The absolute mad lad, he did it again.
I know, he really did it. The other ones were Martin O'Donnell and Michael Salvatore, which makes sense because I still just listen to Halo soundtrack so much too. But yeah, I saw that and I was like, wow, my top artist is Concerned Ape. Top song is Sound of Silence cover from Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist. What a year! What a year.
Yours is all over the place. Mine is incredibly on brand.
Right?
It all checks out. It all lines up, which I guess just goes to show I don't branch out. So joke's on me.
Apparently this was the year of branching out for me. 2020 was the year of branching out musically. But it was a pretty fun that year especially. I was like, man, this is fun to get to look back and see what I listened to, because this is not what I was expecting it to be.
Yeah. All right. Well, those are our top 5. Those are our top 5 songs. And in Jerrett's case, our top 5, his top 5 artists from the year, or whatever, his top artist from the year. Yeah. The point is, thanks for joining us here at Team Chit Chat. We love to do this kind of stuff, love to talk about these things that we never get to discuss. And we definitely want to hear all of your top top whatever. I don't care what it is, top artists, top tracks. We want to hear all about it. Put it in the comments, put it in our Discord, Facebook comment. I don't care how you do it. I want to check all of this stuff out, even if it is Billy Joel and it's stuff that I will never actually listen to in depth.
We didn't start the fire. Come on, let's get that.
No
That's
offense,
top song of 2020
no offense to Billy Joel. So yeah, tell us all of your own favorite tracks, and we will probably do this again next year, presuming that.
Sure, this is a lot of fun.
Presuming that Pandora makes it another year. You never know.
It's held out this long. Good Lord, it'll outlast us all.
Yeah. All right. Well, you can find us on all of our regular social media channels per usual, but we'll see you next time on another subsidiary episode of Team Chit Chat.
See ya.
Adios.